You had alcohol in your system. That could be life in prison.
The NTSB hearings in 10 days.
They're under the microscope right now.
Are you hiding something?
You gonna shoot me? Can I come inside?
Yeah, come on inside. I'll shoot you inside.
This was an act of God.
Those guys would do this.
Our investigators concluded the aircraft failed.
The FAA placed 10 pilots in simulators, recreated the events. Every pilot killed everybody on board. You were the only one who could do it.
You saved my mom.
I want to talk about the days leading up to the accident.
This thing is so heavy it's killed me. I drank the night before the flight.
Does Whitaker know he's going to jail?
My clients don't go to jail.
It's alive, Whip. It's alive.
I'm trying to save your life.
What life?
We're going to start power!
Wait for impact. No one could have landed that plane like I did.
After watching the final version of the film, what were your thoughts?
It was actually tough for me to watch. So I went and watched it a couple of more times, and then I was able to sort of get a handle. And I think, you know, the first time you watch a film, and I watched it by myself, which is probably not the way to do it, but the first time you're looking at the execution of things, you know, where is that thing? Oh, they didn't use that shot. No, that's not the, oh, then, you know. But the next time I see the film, I want to see it with an audience, because I've been hearing it's a real good experience and a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
Which I didn't.
So you haven't seen it again?
With an audience, no, I haven't seen it with an audience.
Well, it was very, very intense and very funny.
Okay.
What attracted you to this role?
It was a good part, something I hadn't done before, and delves into some dark sides, and you know, playing up Get to Fly Planes, you know, and then obviously the chance to work with Bob Zemeckis was made it a no-brainer.
Well, I mean, you are the Denzel Washington, and what were the challenges of the role, if you had any challenges? Because I just can't see that happening. But
well, I mean, it's not so much challenges. You just go to work on it. Well, what is he? He's a pilot. All right, let's start studying. You know, being a pilot. What does that mean? What does it mean to be a pilot? You know, what does a 50-year-old pilot do? You know, I talk to pilots. So while I'm talking to pilots, I say, hey, you know, well, he's a pilot with a drinking problem. Mm-hmm. Some pilots said, oh, no, we don't have any pilots with drinking problems. So the pilot said, yeah, well, we do. So then I said, well, what happens when you do? He says, well, we usually get a lot of help for it. And I think he somehow slipped through the cracks. You know, I mean, otherwise, the film wouldn't have worked otherwise.
Right, that's right.
he slipped through the cracks,
right.
And it was too late.
Right.
You know.
How were you able to delve into the behaviors of alcoholics and drug users? You know, aside from the pilot side,
Mm-hmm.
how were you able to get that part of the role?
Well, I think we've all had a taste in our lives, you know. So you know what that is. You know from alcoholics. Or people that drink too much, let's say, are sometimes in denial, or, you know, I'm just a social drinker. Really, how many days a week do you drink? 7. But, you know, just socially, how many do you have? I might have 3 or 4 shots. So 3 or 4 shots a night, 7 nights a week. That's about 28 shots a week, right?
That's right.
How many days in a year? You know, and
Right.
next thing you know,
Right.
you know, sometimes it's said that if you have to have a drink before 11 in the morning, you got a problem.
Right, and to your point, self-denial, you know, that's what the film focused on.
Mm.
How important do you think it is for you know, someone to self-accept themselves and when they have, you know, issues like that?
Well, you know, one of the things the film might help people do is to help other people. You know, because if you're in denial, you're not gonna help yourself, or you might say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know, tonight's the last night. I promise. There won't be any more nights, you know. So, and it depends, you know, how deep in you are, how far in you are. And this guy was, I mean, anytime you're mixing drinks while you're talking to the passengers,
Right.
then you got
That was
to
serious.
you
One
gotta-
hand- that one hand was
and-
serious
and,
as hell.
and he obviously knew how to work it, so
Right,
he's had
right.
a lot of practice at that.
Right.
So that he's way on the scale of 1 to 10. He's a 9 something, because he was an accident waiting to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Very last question. What would you like for the viewers to take from this movie?
Depends upon what they bring to it. You know, I think it's a movie that makes you think. I think it's very entertaining, and some very strong performances in the film, and it's a film I think people will enjoy.
Yes.